believe if you look at the time, it says 12:30, not 12:32, Geordie. Nope. For all yous guessing what time I would actually be on at, bang on time of day for a change. Now, technically, it is the 2nd of December. Um, but yeah, yesterday after the game, putting trees up, Christmas decorations. It's that time of year, folks. It's that time of year. And by the way, the reason that my background is blurred is because this office has now become the Christmas area. I was going to say dumping area, um, for all the Christmas rubbish. I'm not a big Christmas person. I try my best for the wine and that and stuff like that, but it's not my time of year. Um, I don't massively enjoy it. My missus is all in. She's mental with the Christmas stuff. She's brilliant at it. But it's just not really for me. Um, if you've been too busy to read your emails, I'll forgive you. Well, I mean, yeah, I do try and read my emails whenever I can. um, and unfortunately, I can't make it a blood face. Otherwise, I would. But how is everybody? It's Monday, folks. It's the start of a new week. Rangers did win at the weekend, albeit we won. Um, but yeah, and Aaron, I love Christmas, but having kids is probably the reason. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If I didn't have my daughter, then I wouldn't be bothering about Christmas at all. To be honest with you, when I used to work on the buses, you got the choice. You could have Boxing Day off or the 2nd off, and I always picked the 2nd. And then my daughter came along, and I no longer got the 2nd, as you can tell by my depressing tone. But yeah, but the question of the day is Christmas related. Of course it is. It's the first show that we've done in December, first afternoon Rabble in December. So of course it's going to be Christmas related. Um, you would make the Grinch blush, probably, probably to be honest with you. But it's time, folks, for question of the day, which means, of course, the greatest video graphic overlay of all time.
Question of the day.
I did not pay the man who made that enough. That's all I will say. So yes, so today's question of the day, folks, is when do you start your Christmas shopping? I remember years and years and years ago. Oh, what was it called? Was it Park or something? It was like a catalog for your Christmas food and all that, and but you paid it up throughout the year, so it was all paid off, and then you got your Christmas. You get your Christmas food. I think it's that anyway. Um, but yeah, the question of the day, graphic, Alan. That's shocking behaviour. I will wear, and you've missed the tea, but I'll love it. I will wear a Santa suit at one point, no doubt. I'll have to. You've got to give the people what they want. Um, will we be getting a Christmas Day afternoon rabble, Martin? Maybe not at the usual time, but I will absolutely do my best to have something out for you on Christmas Day because I know there's a lot of people who maybe spend Christmas alone or don't really bother with it. So I will do my utmost best to have something out um, on Christmas Day for people. Christmas is a fake holiday to Isn't every holiday fake to generate money? You know, Halloween. What's another one? And whatever other holidays there is out there. Um, After the October holidays, you start your Christmas shopping. Fair play to you. With JD, my presence is the present. Yep, okay, doke. Yep, fair enough. Um, October, Martin, but my daughter's birthday is Christmas Eve. That's a sore one, isn't it? That is a sore one. So Christmas Eve, birthday, then Christmas. Oh, that is a sore one. Yeah, have we got any more Boxing Day sales? By the way, January is a great shout. It used to be anyway. Um, January's a great shout for doing your Christmas shopping, albeit as well after Christmas because you get everything much cheaper. Uh, yeah. All right. So that is the question of the day. What when do you start your Christmas shopping? It's time for the graphic again, folks.
Question of the day.
Imagine your Wayne was born on Christmas Eve, Callum.
Oh, that would not be fun, mate. Aye, that would be a very busy December period, I've got to say. Me myself, Martin, I think December 1st, getting all the lights and the trees up, that's usually when I'd fire into the shopping and all that, you know what I mean? So I'll probably start this week, but I just think earlier than that, I think December 1st, that's when Christmas stuff starts for me, you know what I mean?
Christmas starts for me on Christmas Day and ends on Christmas night.
That's fair enough as well. I like to have a few weeks, build into it. I'm not the biggest Christmas person either, but seeing Christmas lights, going to a few of the markets and all that, I
Do you
quite
enjoy
enjoy
all
some
that?
of
Do you
that.
enjoy all the markets and stuff
Ah,
and
it's,
George Square and
I see the appeal to it. I mean, I'm not going to act like I'm still daft over it, but it's quite nice, isn't it? I mean, quite nice. So, December for me, that's when we fire into all that.
see? I feel sorry for folk that have got massive big families.
Aye.
And they have to do that. You've got about 18 cousins and you've got about 36 nephews and 40 nieces and oh, that must cost a fortune. And then Callum, people always go, right, okay, we'll not buy for adults this year, we'll just buy for the kids. And then
Aye.
people start buying for adults.
Aye. It's kind of like that in my household, man. It was like after everyone turns 18, instead of getting a big present, you only get a wee one, and then you just sort of buy for the kids and all that. So, I probably won't be getting too much this year, I imagine. But yeah, I think it's fair enough. It's more for the kids, isn't it? Anyway, I mean, more for kids and all that to enjoy. So I think they
Well,
get the
here,
spoils.
here we go, Callum, right? And you're a lot more handsome than me. So, Martin, I need ideas for the girlfriend.
Mm.
What I suggest is, I don't know if you're any different to this, Callum, right? Whatever night it is, you're sitting watching the telly, a wee glass of wine, wait until she's a wee bit tipsy and just say, oh, if you could get anything for Christmas, what would you get? And then she'll tell you, and then she'll forget that she's told you, and then you go out and buy it. Now, that story could have went a completely different way there, Callum, but I kept it on track.
Aye. That is actually a good strategy, Martin. I think, Richard, just wee glass of wine, probe her about it. I mean, make sure you note it down, and get whatever she
You
asks for.
can't say wee glass of wine and then probe her about it. You can't say that.
Okay. No, in that way, you know what I mean? But just, relax her a wee bit, get the answer out of her. And I don't know. I think like perfume or something like that's usually quite a safe bet. I don't think girls ever complain much. You get them a nice scent. So maybe that's a shout. But Martin seems like he's got a good strategy. So follow that.
For any advice anybody needs on picking a woman's Christmas present, the Rabble is a place for you. I'll tell you one good place to do some Christmas shopping. Donald Mackay's spot on the Rabble shop. It's got jammies, it's got toilet bags, it's got snoodies, it's got teddies. The link for it is in the description of the video. The Rabble shop is all you need for all your Christmas presents. Um, yeah, I would definitely say that. Callum, what's happening, mate? Anyway, what's new?
Not too much, man. You know what I mean? Got a wee day off the day, so thought just jump on, talk about Rangers and all that. You know what I mean? I mean, in general, as I say, I'm just focused on maybe starting my Christmas shopping and all that, getting the tree up and all that today. So, going to be a wee bit busy with that later on. But I mean, decent week for Rangers and all that. To be fair, I mean, obviously still pretty buzzing about that big win away in France. You know what I mean? Because it's not often you get a historic European victory like that every weekday. And then no great at the weekend, of course, but got the
Yeah,
3 points. Disaster averted. You know what I mean?
I've got some thoughts on the weekend that I think might differ for most people, and
Aye, go
I
on.
think I think I might get some abuse. I'll save most of it for the Monday night rabble. But I will bring up some. But Jordy, as long as your missus isn't painting the walls or wallpapering, ain't that right, Martin? Right. So my missus is really good at wallpapering. So I just leave her to it and I do a wee bit of painting. And also Lyndon. Martin's missus getting a Rabble mug and a hoodie, whether she wants them or not. That's exactly what she's getting for Christmas. That is exactly what she's getting for Christmas.
Martin,
Right.
see on Christmas Day, mate, do you help out with the cooking at all? Or is it all the other half?
Oh,
No,
no,
really? No. Not even
no,
a wee bit, no?
no, 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 no.
What do you have for your Christmas dinner in your household usually?
Well, see, normally, when my wee granny was still here, my wee granny would cook it, and it would be Yorkshire puddings, chicken, ham, the
Mm,
full dinner. Now we take turns, like, going to different people's houses or whatever. If my
mm,
mum makes it, it's just your traditional Christmas dinner. Um,
mm,
but I always find I'm always ill after it because I always eat far too much.
mm. Aye. Tell
Always
you
eat.
my favourite thing on Christmas dinner, Martin. Do you ever get the pigs and blankets?
Yes.
Oh, wee belter, man. Love them. The
Why do we?
chipolatas and
Why
all.
do we only eat them at Christmas?
I know, mate. Same with
Because they're
Yorkshire
amazing.
puddings, innit? They're
They're
gorgeous,
amazing.
you know? Aye, too good, that stuff, man. You know what I mean? I'm kind of the
Well,
same. Usually go for a chicken. I'm not kind of a turkey man myself, but chicken, Yorkshires, I think roast potatoes, that's
I
kind
like
of the way to
turkey.
go into it.
I like again, but turkey's
Yeah.
not something that we eat that much out with Christmas.
That's true. Aye, you don't really get it outside of December, do you? Yeah.
Turkey is king with pigs and blankets. I would have to say so. I would absolutely
Sure.
have to say so. Right, it's time for the Who Am I? Now, Callum doesn't know who this is, so this will be interesting. If you think you know it, Callum, put it in the private chat. Don't shout it out, because
Okay.
today is the official day that we're starting Martin versus comments. So if
Nice.
nobody gets it, I get a point. If somebody in the comments gets it, they get a point. So it's officially starting the day. So I'm going to make it as difficult as I possibly can. No, it's not John Cena. Right, okay. So let's do it. I signed for Rangers in 2011. I only made a total of 23 appearances for the first team. So I signed for Rangers in 2011 and only made 23 appearances for the first team. That's clue number one. Now, the numbers and stuff and the appearances and stuff, the site I get it from is trusted, and that is a site that I will use from now on. If you go to a different site and you get different numbers, that's your fault, not mine. So that's what I'm sticking with. So I signed for Rangers in 2011 and I only made 23 appearances. I've actually made this one slightly too easy. But without saying it, Callum, if you get any ideas,
I'll fire a wee idea in the chat. Aye.
uh, obviously we don't want people to Google. Um, no is the answer to that, Callum. Obviously we don't.
Aye.
We want this to be fun. I want to win, so no Googling, folks. If you Google, then you're disqualified, and I will know if you've been Googling. Right, okay. Wee bit of Rangers chat then, Callum. We might as well as a Rangers channel, shall we? The one
Sure.
thing I wanted to pick up on before I bring my controversial opinion, maybe, is Ianis Hagi. And I've titled this, Can Ianis Hagi be the spark Clement needs? So that is the exact question that I'm going to ask you, Callum. Will or can Ianis Hagi bring that something different that the team doesn't have?
I think he can. I think, Ianis Hagi, he's not one of the players on our teams who's like a mug. You know what I mean? I mean, this guy, he's played at a pretty high level for Romania. He's showed that he's got quality and he's good enough for Rangers in the past. I remember during the 55 season and that, he scored a lot of big winning goals and obviously had his breakthrough season before that. Really unlucky with injury. I thought yesterday, without tearing up any trees, you did see a lot of the quality of Haji. I thought always looking to get on the ball. He was kind of that link between the midfield and the attack. Obviously, he gets the kind of assist for the own goal too. And I thought overall he had a decent sort of game, just getting involved, trying to make things happen. And I think you can see that he's an improvement on Lawrence or Diomande that was playing there recently. So I'd say positive signs based on yesterday. Once again, without him really tearing up any trees, but you just hope good spell of fitness for the boy, get him some regular game time. I think he does have the talent there where he could maybe be that sort of spark. I don't think he's good enough to do it on his own. But he's one that I do have a bit of hope for, Martin. So I'd say hopefully he can add something to the team in that number 10 role, you know.
I nearly spoke on mute, but I didn't, so it's not a yellow card. Yeah, I mean, in terms of that number 10 position, you kind of mentioned it there. Is he better in that number 10 position for you than a Lawrence or a Diomande? Now, we can't forget that Lawrence has contributed with some important goals. Is very injury prone, however, but just in terms of what Lawrence and Haji both bring in that number 10, would you be starting Haji over Lawrence, or would you be Lawrence over Haji?
Oh, I'd be Haji over Lawrence, definitely, Martin. I think the problem with Lawrence and Diomande is in the number 10 role. I have seen him have a few good games, don't get me wrong, but just with the both of them, I think too many games passed them by. I'd say out of the three, though, I'd probably play Lawrence ahead of Diomande, just because I think what I will give Lawrence, he is one of those players where he does just have a streak of quality in him where he can pull out, you know, a great goal or a great assist every few games, but he just doesn't do it enough for me. I think Haji he's a wee bit more natural in that role than they two for me. You know, I think he's more a natural number 10. I think that really is his preferred position. I feel Lawrence, he sort of played across the attack a wee bit throughout his career, and me personally, I think Diomande is a bit better in a deeper role, you know. So, out of them three, Haji would definitely be my main man in the 10.
I kind of cut off halfway through your speaking there, so I missed half of what you said. So, if I go back over any points that you've made, I do apologise. But
no bother.
The weird thing for me with Haji is, you know, the manager came out and said that it's a shame we haven't had him from the start of the season and all that. And I'm thinking, well, that was kind of partly your fault with Ianis, etc. Whatever the finances were behind it. But we've been talking about that number 10 all season, and we've been talking about how much we want to see by Rami. I don't know if you can still hear me, but I'm hoping that you can because my internet just went off again. So then it becomes the argument, right? Well, can Haji play out wide, or do we prefer Haji in the 10? Did you hear the question? I'm guessing you didn't.
No, repeat that, Martin. You cut out a wee bit there, man.
I swear to God, I have tried my best to fix my internet. I have done everything possible. I turn it off before we start. I have contacted the provider. I have done everything possible to sort my internet. But yeah, can you? I don't suppose you can
I can
still
hear you, Martin.
Callum?
It's just that I can hear you. I just can't see you, man. Just your videos all blurry, mate. But I can hear you fine. It's no bother. All right, well, there goes Martin, I guess. Well, I heard what you're saying a wee bit there, mate, about kind of Bayrami as well. Obviously, he comes in the mix for the number 10 position. I think Clement did say a few days ago in a press conference that Bayrami's main position is the 10, and I think that maybe implies that he might try him in that attacking midfield role soon, which I think would be good to see. As much as I'm saying I'd quite like to see Haji get a run of games there, you know, Bayrami's a player where you can see the boy has quality, and you know, we invested a lot to bring him to Rangers, you know, and we haven't really seen him there in that number 10 role, you know. You'd like to see a player of his sort of caliber in his best position, I think. So as much as Haji, we got to give him some game time, see what he's all about. I think Bayrami definitely deserves at least a try in that position. Are you back now, Martin?
Can I just say that was excellent skills there in navigating being on yourself.
Cheers, man. Cheers.
I might as well just start making you do solo afternoon Rabbles.
I was going to ask you though, Martin, as well. Do you think? Because I think I heard him say in a press conference recently that like Bayrami's main position is attacking midfield and all that, and he kind of implied you maybe want to play him there. Do you think he's actually going to do that though, Martin? Do you think he will play Bayrami in the 10?
Well, the worrying thing for me was against Nice. He played him there for 5 minutes and then took him off.
Exactly. Aye, it's strange that to me. I don't know why he seems so reluctant to do it, you know?
No, and Gallant spot on. The professionalism from Callum to keep the show going is unparalleled.
Cheers.
I genuinely have no idea what's going on with my internet, by the way. I have done everything I can to sort it. I've got an Ethernet cable plugged into the back of the computer and I've got a wireless Wi-Fi plugged in as well now, so that if the Ethernet goes down, the Wi-Fi is supposed to kick in,
You're
but
like
it,
Martin,
but
eh?
but it just doesn't. It just doesn't. For me, it just offered a freshness, Callum, in that team, and against St
Yeah,
Johnstone.
yeah.
Right, this might be controversial, right? Um, I don't think, and I've only watched back the highlights. I haven't watched back the full game, right? But I think if you look at the chances that we created in that game, and you look at some of the play that we had in that game, had we not had the start to the season that we've had, Callum, I don't think many people come away from that really that annoyed.
hmm I actually think I agree with you, Martin. And I was even saying to my brother when I was watching the game that although it was very boring, I still do think it was a marked improvement on the Aberdeen, Kilmarnock,
Hmm.
Dundee United performances, etc. Now, it's still not good enough. I still think they should be, at least a little bit kind of less turgid and all that. I still think there needs to be a big increase in the intensity levels. And I think the thing I found really frustrating about yesterday is it just seems so inconsistent, the whole pressing. There was times when we were really chasing the ball down, and then there was other times where St John's were just passing it around and there was no one sort of trying to win the ball, it seemed. I think a positive, though, is I definitely think Haji, Igaman, Danilo, when they played, I think they did offer a bit of freshness to the team, and you can see how they're an improvement on some of the other guys who are playing there. So I kind of agree with you there, Martin. I don't think it was. I've seen us play much worse even this season. I don't think it was an absolute stinker. I do think it improved in the second half as well. But you can still see it's a long way to go in it and a lot of work to do.
Look, listen, 100%, 100%. Right, listen, folks, when do you start your Christmas shopping? That is the question of the day. So please get your answers in the comments, whether you're watching on YouTube or you're watching on Twitter. Please get your answers in. And the who am I today? The first clue was I signed for Rangers in 2011. I only made 23 appearances. The second clue, and I feel this is going to give it away, so I'm going to be 1-0 down already. In those 23 games, I scored 12 goals. However, I did not win a single League Cup or Scottish Cup with the club. So that is your second and final clue for the Who Am I? So get your answers in. And also tell me, when do you start your Christmas shopping? Now, in terms of me thinking, no, Cal. In terms of me thinking that the performance maybe wasn't as bad as we have previously seen, and we did create some chances and stuff like that. The one thing that did worry me though was we seen against Nice that they were all over the place defensively, right? They were playing such a high line that it was just one simple pass in, and that could have been 8 or 9. It really could have. Nice were that bad, Callum, right? And if you watch that game back, at times in that game, St Johnstone were literally defending on the halfway line. That's how high the line was, and we still couldn't really exploit that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, would they have played? And I know I said would far too many times there. Would they have played that high line against Celtic? No, they wouldn't.
No, I don't think they would. And I think that shows, sadly, the kind of difference between the two teams at the minute is I just don't think the fear factor's there with Rangers anymore in that way. I will say, though, on that, Martin, I think kind of touching on what you were saying previously, in my opinion, I thought defence and midfield in that game, we were actually okay. I just think it's when we got into the final third, you seen poor decision making, bad shots, bad crosses. I think we really were hurting in that final third there. I think Bayrami didn't have his best game. I thought Cherny was kind of in and out of it. And I even think Igamani, to be fair, once again, a bit in and out of it. I think he grew into it, but he was struggling with the physicality of it a wee bit, especially at the start. What I will say, though...
Which is why he needs to play more and more and more and more.
Exactly. And I certainly wouldn't be taking him out of the team. I think it's got to be either him or Danilo in striker now, no question about it. But just quickly as well, I want to give a wee bit of praise to John Souttar because I thought he was brilliant at centre half again. I remember one where he got the sort of last second touch on that really fast guy they had who was running towards goal. And then Butland obviously came and headed it out. Great bit of defending there. And I thought he was actually solid all game. I thought the midfield, as I say, was kind of all right. just in that final third, Rangers they just struggle to test the opposition goalkeeper and break down defences, and I think that is really where all our focus needs to go, is being a bit more free-flowing in the attack and really troubling the opposition goalkeeper. That's clearly the big problem with the team for me,
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Just going quickly back to the question of the day. Ricky, Xmas shopping normally done in October, but this year it's been hellish and hectic, so probably next week. See if you're used to doing your Christmas shopping really early, and then it moves for some reason, and you have to do it in the kind of second week in December, or you will notice a difference. You will notice a difference in the shops. A massive, massive difference. I had to go out the other day. Where did I need to go? I had to go somewhere into a shopping centre, and it was bedlam. It was absolute bedlam, and I couldn't handle it, and I had to get out of there as soon as humanly possible. Yeah. Do you know what it is, Callum? I'm still of the opinion that Clement has to go, right? But I don't want to just stick rigid to that opinion. I want it to change. I want Clement to start doing well. I want the players to start picking up. And what I don't want to do is, I don't want to be on here every single day, just pulling negative after negative after negative. We won away from home in Europe. We won when we came back to the league. As annoying as this is to say, we've clawed back some points on Aberdeen.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes it is just about, right, okay, this is the situation that we're in. This is the manager that we have. This is the way that it's currently going. We're going to need to not just like forget everything and get behind the manager. You've got to try and find the positives where you can. Otherwise,
Aye,
what's the point?
aye. Oh, definitely. And something I actually find a bit frustrating is sometimes when I'm on just looking through the Twitter and all that, all these accounts, which is just non-stop negativity about, Rangers, the manager, whatever. And I do get it, because obviously we're in a bad position, but, you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, do you? And obviously I agree with you. I don't think Clement is the right man, and that's just based on I can't see a way in which he's going to be able to turn it around. But, you do have to give credit where it's due. I think, especially in terms of Europe, man, I think it's 7 games unbeaten on the road. I mean, that's fucking that is incredible. I never thought I'd see Rangers put together a streak like that. I know it doesn't make up for it, but I'm the same. I quite like the guy. I really hope he does do well. I really want him to turn it around. But my opinion, Martin, is the only way he's going to get another chance for the Rangers fans would be to win that cup final. And sadly, I just really struggle to see it happen. But I think if he was maybe able to win that, it would be such a buzz that maybe he would get a second chance, but difficult to see it happen type thing.
Can I also just say, folks, that it's been pointed out to me, and it's been made clear to me that we've only got 37 likes on the show today, folks. Come on, there's people moaning at me in the comments for bringing it up about liking and subscribing and all that, and then I don't, and then nobody likes and subscribes. So if you're currently watching on YouTube and you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button, folks. It helps the show out. It helps spread it across the YouTube nation. And of course, the longer that you watch the show for, the more they call it watch hours, and the more that spreads it out as well. So if you haven't already, folks, give the show a like. No, Aldo, nobody's getting a tenner for hitting the like button. Come on. That's just not acceptable. Right, so the who am I today? The clues were I signed for Rangers in 2011. I played 23 times, scoring 12 goals. I, however, did not win a single League Cup or Scottish Cup. Who am I? What was your guess, Callum?
I put John Daly, but obviously it's wrong.
That was after 2011, John Daly.
Oh, was it? Okay, okay.
The actual answer, and I'm gutted because it's 1-0 to the comments. I think I made this far too easy. Made it far too easy. The answer today was Sonny Aluko. Smudge got it. Alan got it. Sniper got it. Dougal got it. Ian. Aldo got it. The other Aldo. There's so many Aldos. Fergie, the Sniper, Geordie, Ricky. Who else got it? Bluebells are blue. Most people got it. So Congratulations, comments. It's 1-0 to use. I'm going to make it harder. Much, much harder for these. And you can't come in at the end when I've already gave out the answer, James, and say it's a local. Come on now. So I'm going to make it more difficult. But okay. Martin, 0, comments 1. Fair enough. So on that depressing note, I'm going to end it there because I don't like losing, Cal. You see?
Of course, mate. Aye.
If it was a bunch of Callums in the comments, then I'd be 1-0 up. And yes, I will remember and read my emails, folks. It's not 41-0 to the comments, Jordy. It's 1-0 to the comments. We're starting afresh for the day. So it's 1-0 to the comments. And then at the end of the year, when I've won like comfortably, then I'll consider myself the champion. The champion of the Who Am I, even though I'm the one that looks it up. Anyway, folks, thank you very much for tuning in. Please make sure you like and you subscribe. And if you want to help the podcast out further, you can do so by becoming a member. Links for which are in the description. You can join on Patreon or YouTube, just depends on whatever one you prefer. They both offer the exact same content. All right, okay, so we'll do it for December, right? The Who Am I versus, right? And whoever wins, me or you, will win the Stevie Smith Cup. We'll absolutely win we'll become the Stephen Smith champion of the afternoon rabble. So there we go, folks. So thank you very much for tuning in. And like I say, 6:30 tonight for the women's show, 7:30 tonight for your main Monday night rabble. So I hope to see you all then. Like, subscribe, speak soon.